So here we are, guys. We have here a mission made by Steel Wolf that shows exactly what heavy anti-air systems could do to ARB. So he actually made a mission that it's basically Israeli, against the Arabian countries kind of war over here, there were many, in the Cold War. And we are in the Sinai map, of course, near the Egypt border over here. And we're using the Nesher to show to you guys how a heavy AA system could actually be implemented to be in a normal air RB match, or even some other things. Like, for example, he added the airfields that can take damage, like the ones in the in simulator battles, right? The enduring confrontation ones. He basically mixed up the bases over here and spread them around. We have other little airfields for helicopters and stuff, but you get the idea, right? You have a bridge right here that you can destroy, and you will have more modern ground vehicles that would give you a little bit more reward maybe in a normal match, right? You have the bombers. So this is how I always envision it, how Gaijin should actually do an RB match. It's live, it's filled with units, and you can have realistic gameplays over here. But Matt, how does the heavy AA systems fit in here? So in here, he actually just added one system that it is in the airfield of the Egyptians there defending it. But you will get the idea that I have once we get there. Before I get there and talked about the proper heavy AA systems, the S75s, right? I just wanted to show to you guys the pretty cool job that this guy did. Just, filling the map up, as you see, with points that we need to defend in the ground, a bridge right in the middle there, and forces pushing up to invade, and forces defending, missiles, as you see, that I might just die over here. I don't have flares with this aircraft. So, yeah, Strelas, Shilkas, stuff like that that will fill this area, right? Maybe, of course, it doesn't need to be, as good as that Strela there, because obviously I didn't have flares there, right? So I couldn't defend myself. But you get the idea, right? That we have a way better mission to play in just because it's filled with ground units, with air units, and all sorts of other stuff. This is what Gaijin needs to do to make RB actually good to play in again, because a lot of people, I know a lot of people still play ground battles, but there is a lot of people shifting to only play air battles. And air battles, ground battles, I understand that we do not have too many options out there, but still, we can have asymmetric ones, which it could be less fair, but a little bit more interesting, like rush mode of Battlefield, right? The old Battlefields. Old. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 2, right? Stuff like that. It's not that old, but it's old, right? And in air battles, we can have this, a much more filled environment for us to attack, to do missions in, to be careful to not die for AA systems, stuff like that, right? I know they probably need to test these things first, and I would imagine that they want to try this type of thing in World War mode, right? Maybe. But still, you get the point. So let's get into it to talk about the heavy AA. So I'm gonna try to get there without dying, because there's a lot of AA systems and stuff. But of course, this is the fun about this, right? That we are just trying to survive while flying around with the Nesher over here, over the war. But yeah, let's try to get closer there. There are ships out there firing missiles as well and stuff, so I gotta be careful. But yeah, let's try to get closer. And of course, even ships, guys. There are ships out there, as you're gonna see. We're gonna fly a little bit higher just to make sure I don't get killed by AA systems. But yeah, see, cargo ships and other stuff, of course, it needs to happen. I mean, I cannot understand why we do not have more and better, you know, ships in the game. But yeah, SPAA is defending the port, patrol ships there, stuff like that. We need to fill the environment so that we have, I mean, they can even put some ships in the middle there, a fleet there in the middle, for a nation or two or something like that, so that we can have an anti-ship, you know, duty if you want to. So yeah, it could be something like that. This would always be something. I mean, look at the size of this base and protection like facility here that we can attack with bombs and stuff. So it's just very, very much a way better and more realistic take of what an ARB would kind of look like in reality, right? And here we are close to the airfield. This is the only AA system that he actually put it here. Of course, in normal games they could put more back there or something so that we can have seed missions. If you do the seed missions, you get a little bit more of a reward, get one of those objectives over here. If you complete it, you get a reward of RP and alliance and stuff. But yeah, see, the missiles are already being launched, and yeah, it can be used to protect the base, for example, so that we basically have a way of, you know, making sure that you know, the airfields are protected, right? Here I won't be able to do what I wanted to do, so I'm gonna die. Yeah, I died. With a more maneuverable aircraft, or not such a heavy aircraft, I could do something, but you get the point, right? The airfield is protected by an S-75, for example, and yeah, maybe for attacking this or getting a reward, you have to actually go there and do a seed mission over here. Maybe they add another one over here somewhere. You know, these things have 20-30 kilometers of a range. They can increase it, decrease it, to be able to be better or worse. In a general sense, this would be how a normal battle would look like, you know. S-75s on the back defending positions, you know. We have tanks, Strelas, you know, Shilkas, M163, stuff like that in the middle here. You have to be careful. You cannot fly low over enemy's territory and not get shot down, right? You cannot fly high and get too deep into the enemy's territory and survive. So all of these things would be stuff that you have to worry about when you are flying, and it would be a way more interesting and way better option for any player to actually play in a normal mission like this. Okay, guys, but basically this is it. This is how I think ARB should be like. You know, Steelwolf actually did an amazing job over here. I will leave the links in the description for you to get the custom from the custom like download site, you know. But it's just a very, very interesting mission concept that I think Gaijin needs to take a look on this and really consider something like this as the main ARB kind of situation. I know this would take time for each map to be added, but they can start slowly and increase from there. I just think it just needs to happen. But basically this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I see you guys on the next one. So yeah, see you guys. Bye.